Hello everyone, welcome to Vlogmas Day 1. I'm so excited to be doing it again this year. It's kind of dark in here. Because every year I don't do it, I kind of regret it. We have lots to talk about, but first, Earl needs to be fed. Yeah, are you hungry? Okay. So we're gonna feed the cats and then we're gonna chat. Yeah, don't, because I need the counter space. Okay, watch out. Good boy. Okay. Not quite yet. I know. Just wait. Come over here. There you go. Oh, Goose, you're so patient. You ready? Okay. There you go. Okay. I tried to film this in the van, and the fans were so loud. And this sound isn't great either, but it's better than what it was in the van. So we are at my parents' house in Arizona, if you couldn't tell. My mother's craft room. We got here like the week before Thanksgiving, and I was vlogging, but as soon as we got here, we all got like violently ill from I think for my sister's kids, just like the worst stomach bug I've ever had. Both ends, 2 days. It was like it's 2 weeks later, and my appetite still isn't back. It's just been bad. So I just ended up like not filming any kind of real vlog. So luckily you get 24 days of vlogs from me now. So we are in Arizona. We have talked long and hard about what we want to do. We have been trying to figure out just the timeline of things. We have a wedding to go to in May in New York. So we were originally planning on doing van life for like 6 more months and driving from here, up to New York and back. But we realized that one, I think that things are not going to get better economically necessarily. If you are so happy with how this election turned out, I am so happy for you, and I hope that you get everything that you voted for. But that's not us, so we are kind of trying to future-proof a little bit right now while we can. We both are self-employed. Our jobs are not like vital jobs that will continue to be funded if things get worse and the economy gets tighter. And we also have been thinking about going back to school for a long time. Mostly Vincent has been talking about going back to school, and I realized I should probably take advantage of like FAFSA while the funding's good. So we were kind of trying to figure out what we wanted to do for that. We realized that like driving all the way to the East Coast and back just doesn't make like any sense, because if we did want to start school, we really just don't physically have like time to do work and school and driving all that time. And on top of that, like why would we want to put on that many more miles and that much more wear and tear on the van before we're trying to sell it? And just in case things don't get amazingly better, why would we want to wait longer to sell the van? So that is all the stuff that was on our mind, and we decided that we are going to stay here in Arizona. We want to be in California. We're not giving up on surfing. We still love surfing, but it just doesn't make sense to be there right now. Because if we are doing school, then we're just going to be stuck at home all the time. Not to mention, what an apartment that we could afford isn't going to be close enough to the beach to like really take advantage of the best parts of Southern California. So we are staying in Arizona. I am not looking forward to the summers here, but I am looking forward to having space and like just time to sit and focus on things. Van life's been so amazing just for us, like our mental health and just our relationship has just gotten that much stronger. We are feeling like really good as individuals and as a couple, and I think now is a great time to kind of jump into some other hard things like school. So we're feeling good about that. We have started looking at apartments. We have listed the van for sale, and I have already gotten school sorted. Vincent, it will take a little bit longer for him since he's an immigrant. He has to like get his French transcripts like translated. It's like a whole extra process for him. But I got into school really quickly. It's just Western Governors University. It's like an accredited online school. So it's really flexible. And I got also FAFSA covers it fully for us this year just because of the way that our taxes looked 2 years ago, which was the years that we were building the van. Our finances look bad. And so they're like, ooh, you are poor. You need some help. So it's great for us. School's free for me. And so I'm really glad we're taking advantage of it. I am going to be majoring in data analytics. Just as a future-proofing thing. I'm still going to be working my Etsy shop and YouTube. It's one of the reasons I'm really excited to have an apartment. I get to have the second bedroom for myself. I'm so excited to have like a filming space and a making space. I'll have all my Etsy stuff like out. I can like really turbocharge my business. I'm very nervous about tariffs because they will directly affect me in not good ways. Because a lot of the materials that I use to create my stuff have to come from China. They cannot be made here. Because mainly, especially like enamel pins, which is what needle minders are made of, which are my best sellers on my shop. Literally, they to make the cheaper mass-produced ones, which is what I would like to have. I don't need like specially handmade ones. The machines they use to make them are the same machines that are used to make our coins. So they don't allow those machines in the country outside of like the Federal Reserve because people could literally counterfeit our currency. So it has to be made in China. So even if you're working with like an American manufacturer for enamel pins, they're still working with factories in China. So tariffs would not be good for me. So as long as things keep moving on that front, I will just keep working on my business as long as I can. And that's part of why I'm doing school, so that if that all falls apart, I have a backup. Which makes me feel much better. It's definitely been a hard month for that, just since November, 5th? It really kind of was a good wake-up call for us. Like, okay, like if things don't get better and easier, like how can we be set up for safety and for success? Because Vincent's an immigrant, we're both self-employed. Things just affect us differently than someone who's, an American citizen and been in a house for 10 years. So that is a plan. I'm feeling really good about it. I'm really excited to start school. I like being busy, and that's one of the hard things with the van is just like it's harder to be busy because there's so much more planning and steps to like each activity. So I'm really excited to be in like a space and like be able to just like go. I feel like I had a really good flow in New York, and I think we'll have a good flow here too. We did find an apartment. We just literally were looking the week of Thanksgiving. We looked like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we found one we liked on Wednesday, and we applied for it on Thanksgiving Day. Our situation with our finances is just weird because self-employed. So we have to show a ton more stuff in order to like prove that we're a sound investment for luxury apartment buildings. It's kind of a lot. Like we provided as much as we possibly could. It was like a certified letter from Vincent's biggest client and like 2 years of profit loss statements for like, our total income for our businesses, plus like a year of bank statements corroborating all the payments that are shown in all the invoices that we also provided from like Etsy, YouTube, Zelle, Stripe, like all the different ways that we were paid through different platforms. So we're just waiting. We should hear back from them tomorrow morning, which will be Vlogmas Day 3. So I'm feeling excited about that. I think it's going to be great. Like no matter what apartment we end up in, if this one denies us and we have to try again and apply somewhere else, that's fine. We always kind of knew it would be tricky to go from like a van back into a house, but all the apartments we've looked at have been over 1,000 square feet, most of them like 1,100 or 1,200 square feet. And the biggest place we've ever lived was our New York apartment at 580 square feet. So this is like a huge upgrade, lots more space. We'll have 2 bedrooms. I'll have like an office space. And I think Vincent will there's a really good spot in the apartment that we applied for. There's a really good spot in the master bedroom for Vincent's like work area because he just doesn't have as much like materials and supplies as I do. It's mostly just he needs like a computer desk space. So I think that we will be in good shape if we're able to get that one. And we have all of our stuff in our storage unit. I'm like really excited to get things unpacked and like have a kitchen again. We've never had a dishwasher in any apartment we've ever lived in. We've never had a washer and dryer in any apartment we've ever lived in. We've done laundromats for 8 years. And we've never even had an oven because we didn't have one in France. And then New York, we had a toaster oven because our gas was off that whole time. We never got that. They never got it fixed because they had a bunch of other fees to pay before they could fix the gas, and they never did. So we just had no gas and no oven the whole time we were in New York. And then, in the van, we don't have an oven. So we've quite literally never had a normal size oven. Like, I want to bake bread. I want to, like, roast vegetables for dinner. Like, there's so many things that we've never been able to do. They're just, like, our normal people things. We've also never had a car together, really. I had a really cute orange Jeep Patriot before we got married, and then we didn't have one in France or New York. I sold it when we moved to New York. So we've never even had like a car, just like a daily driver car. So all of this feels very exciting to me because all of it's very new. I think the cats will be really happy too. We weren't looking forward to like hanging out with my parents all this time because they have 2 dogs that our cats do not get along with. Earl really doesn't like other animals. He gets really scared. And my little brother Daniel is really allergic to cats, so they can't come and like be in a room here. Like if we were to sell the van and didn't have a place to live yet, it would be really tricky. So I think this way of doing it makes a lot more sense, where we're like moving into a place and getting all of our stuff out and the cats out and deep cleaning the van and having it be like show ready and then selling the van. And I'm excited to have a home for the holidays. So all that being said, we're very excited. It's going to be a crazy busy month. I'm so glad you're going to be here to witness it with us. If there ever was a December to document, is this one. So I'm excited, and I'm excited to have you along for the ride too. A whole new start. We're going to do so many fun things. And I will be starting crafting vlogs or crafting streams again soon. It was just that sickness wiped us out. And I never rescheduled the one that I had. I think I might still be scheduled. I gotta turn that off. The stream that's 2 weeks late now. But parents are home, so I'm gonna go. And see you tomorrow for day 2.